recall a moment where someone's idea changed the direction of a track or discussion?
Last week.
Last week, yeah, that's true.
He was talking about it. He made a couple of beats for a song, and like the one he played first, I was like, oh, that's it. Then the second one he played was dope, but and probably more in line with what I envisioned initially. But because the first one hit so hard, I couldn't wrap my arms around the second one. So it was it just happened that the one he played first had such a great feel to it. I was like, you know what? This is probably what I meant for this song to feel like anyway. Literally had an example of that last week.
I had that as actually my kind of intro to GRYSKLL with Bleeding Out, because remember I didn't know what I was going to do for the beat. I thought that Sha was going to do something soulful, or I was going to get something, and then she said something. I can't remember what it was. It basically let me know I was thinking too hard about it, and that's how I came up with the heartbeat.
Had to be
Damn, I had no idea that you wanted something from me on that joint. That's crazy.
Yeah, I wanted something soulful, and like it was a whole saga, and then she'd said something in one of our conversations, and I went with the heartbeat and they came up with something simple, and then invited Damon and Kareem to be on it. So it completely.
See, that's funny you say that, because that was gonna be my choice. Was Bleeding Out was when I felt that taking the baton from somebody, and having somebody make the beat, like somebody else made the beat. You set it off, and then like you said, this was like your introduction to GRYSKLL. I'm like, and then it was just the perfect mix of like waiting for her to get her nails done, sitting in the parking lot out west. I'm like, you know what? I'll sit here and write this rhyme. And like listening to Q, and that's when it. Because normally I probably wouldn't have chose to be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or even went that way. You know what I'm saying? So enlightening, it opens up like a whole creative understanding of things. Like, man, as much as this shit was so dope, I think I referred to Matty Rich, something like that. Like, man, that's one of my favorite movies. So even when you get started with rhymes, sometimes you end up somewhere that unlocks like memories and shit like that. So that was gonna be my main. That's what I was gonna say, Bleeding Out too. So I'm glad you said that.
It was like the process of the build of that song. Like it started with me sharing a verse that I wrote when I was like 19 or something like that, and refreshed it for now, and then she'd said something that inspired me to make the beat. But I only made a skeleton of the beat. Like it was very simple. I think it was myself breathing. Like I got shot and I was, on the ground bleeding out, and coughing to kind of add the drama to it, and then putting the beat over top of that. But then it was kind of left there, and then DeMar sent his verse, then Kareem sent his verse, and he says something, Sandra Bland, George Floyd.
Yeah, Floyd.
That's when I was like, all right, let me add this piano like this, and I made it more dramatic, and kind of like everything coming together built the entire song.
T-Bear added the scare.
Right,
the screen.
T-Bear did made it a whole story within itself, which was pretty dope.
Right. So much blood I couldn't mop. We had to change our spot. We working around the clock in parking lot, ducking the cops. What?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, man, beautiful, man. I probably would have never said that if that one never happened.
That's what you call it. That's hip hop.
Yes.
That's what hip hop is.
Pure hip hop.
It's a dope song, and every time I hear it, I forget how much I like it.
Man, same.
We need to run that back every Halloween. We got, like,
All right, so to keep it moving, man. Does anybody else have anything on that point? Should I ask the question again?
I mean, I think as somebody who like produces beats and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you don't like. I used to MC, and so whenever I'm producing something, I just like I can hear a flow, and like we've had the conversation before, like I can hear certain MCs and stuff over it, but the moment it like I take the beat and put it out there, and then whatever anybody decides to do with it, you know what I mean? That completely changes what being like, oh, I heard it differently. You know what I mean? So I think that's another situation where that happens for sure.
Yeah.